Hello everybody, I am Left, and welcome to a video today, which I got the idea to do last night while I was watching the preliminary rounds of the VIS Pro League on Mob Crush, and I watched the game between EchoFox and the Crew Snipers. EchoFox, as you should know, is a pro multi-esport org that recently acquired Vainglory team of Koldameek, Lone Delphi, and Mixi, with Fuji as the coach. They are playing against the Crew Snipers, which is Silly Afro, Silly Fix, and Archaic. Now, actually, in the real game, Silly Fix is replaced by Saints. So those are the teams, and you might be wondering, wow, how in the absolute hell did Crew Snipers upset Koldameek, Lone Delphi, and Mixi? Well, that's what I wanted to do in this video, is to dissect that and break it down for all to see, and I just wanted to really shed light on what happened in this game and why Crew Snipers was able to pull off the upset. So, this was a 2-0, this series went 2-0 best of 3 in favor of Crew Snipers, but the first match was played off stream, so I can't really access that one. The whole video is going to be about the second match, which was, I don't know, it was eventful. It was back and forth, and then Crew Snipers, it looked like they had it, and then it looked like they lost it. Some things happened, it was crazy. So yeah, I really hope you all learn a lot from this video, and let's get right into the analysis. So first, let's take a look at the draft in this second game. Now, if you didn't know, the draft system was changed so that it includes 2 bans and bonus time that teams can enact whenever they want to if they need more time for a pick. So as you can see here, Lance and Vox were banned by Crew Snipers, and Lyra and Kashka were banned by EchoFox. Now, I don't know what the bans and picks were for the first match because it was off stream, but I can only assume that Crew Snipers went for an early game, like, comp/playstyle, and that's why they banned Kashka. EchoFox did the second round. So, looking at the team here, Crew Snipers picks Adagio, Glaive, and Ringo. EchoFox takes Finn, Samuel, and Idris. So, Idris is a very strange pick. The casters were really opposed to this Idris pick, as they were with the Samuel too. The casters did not have a lot of faith in EchoFox's comp, for the reason of, well, they had never seen Idris before in a competitive match, and Samuel had not won a single game that day yet. So, right off the bat, we can see that Crew Snipers is going to be trying to be controlling that early game, where EchoFox is looking to just survive until the late game. Lone Delphi is going to be playing Idris, and he is going to be going Weapon Power, which leaves Mixi on the Crystal Power Samuel. So, essentially, what EchoFox are going to need to do is weather the storm, because, like I said in my Glaive, I don't know what the Glaive video really was, but like I said, Crystal Glaive is the meta now, and we are actually going to see Archaic on the Glaive playing Crystal Glaive, Aftershock, Stormcrown, just like I did in that video. So, Archaic's going to be on the Crystal Glaive. Now, what that means for EchoFox is that they are going to be getting afterburned about every 5 seconds. And that is just not a very good thing when you have a Samuel who needs to be staying in a consistent position throughout the fight. He needs to be in his Drifting Dark field, and he needs to be in it for its whole duration if he is going to do very much. So, right off the bat, Samuel can only have 1 reflex block, and Cull needs to save when he buys a Crucible. He will need to save that for the Verse of Judgment. So, it opens up a lot of CC possibilities and open Hellfire Brews for Crew Snipers. So right off the bat, they have the early game advantage, and really the only way that EchoFox is going to overtake them is in the late game. So now let's get into some gameplay clips from the games and analyze the fights. So in this first fight, Crew Snipers is going to get off to a good start by taking a kill on Mixi in lane. You can see right there, Mixi threw his Malice and Verdict into the other side of the lane brush like 2 seconds too soon, and all this is unlucky. Like, if he did it 2 seconds later, Mixi would have seen that Crew Snipers was in that bush, and he would have survived and he would have run away, but instead he did it a little bit too early, and Crew Snipers are able to take the early kill on Mixi, and since he's a Samuel, this sets him back so far. Samuel gets destroyed after the early game. I mean, if he gets behind in the early game, and Crew Snipers exploited it in this game. After the initial early game pressure wore off, EchoFox was actually able to start winning this game. So you see right here, as I pause it, that the Verse of Judgment was stunned out, and Archaic has already used its Afterburn onto the Samuel. But his Afterburn means, or the place he put his Afterburn means that Samuel is still in his Drifting Dark Field. Also, Lone Delphi on Idris has jumped onto Saints on Ringo, and Saints has nowhere to go because he's used Shimmer Strike, Idris is untargetable, and Adagio is so immobile and Afterburn is on cooldown that really Saints is not going to be able to get Lone Delphi off of him. Crew Snipers has expended their tools to peel for Saints on useless things. So, as this fight restarts, Lone Delphi is eventually going to get the kill onto Saints here, but now Crew Snipers is in an awful position to be playing against a Samuel. They're all walking in a straight line, clumped together, and this is going to result in Saints and Silly Afro going down and EchoFox winning out this fight. So EchoFox actually was able to come back into this game throughout the mid game, and they were able to alleviate a lot of the early hard pressure that Crew Snipers was putting on them just throughout playing off of mistakes by Archaic with his Afterburns, and that leaves Idris open to get onto the Ringo without being afterburned, etc. So now let's get into another clip here in just a second. The next fight in the linear progression of this match was also won by EchoFox, and it's mostly due to Call the Meek. Now you see here that Call the Meek is in the middle of that choke point, and he has slammed down the Quibble onto Saints. But Archaic has already afterburned onto Mixi. This entire composition that Crew Snipers is running relies on Saints being able to follow up on who Archaic afterburns. But look what's right in the way of Saints, and that's the gigantic body of a Finn. EchoFox absolutely just swipes this fight, or Crystal Glaive's going to escape because he's Crystal Glaive, but EchoFox is going to absolutely win this fight because Call the Meek was able to throw off their composition's follow-up. Crystal Glaive by himself is not going to kill a Samuel that has that much lifesteal, and this allows Mixi to get right into the perfect position for another Drifting Dark, and from there on out, it's easy for Call the Meek to hit his hook. So, Glaive is obviously going to afterburn out of there, but just a simple positioning error, or just a simple positioning, win by Call the Meek was able to win EchoFox this entire fight. It just shows how kind of paper thin this comp from Crew Snipers was, even though they ended up winning this game, and it's partly just due to their skill. Everyone underestimated Crew Snipers, and they played this comp to perfection. This next clip isn't a fight, but it is, in my opinion, what turned this game around for Crew Snipers. So we're going to see Saints going with the Hellfire Brew, and it hits both Mixi and Lone Delphi. They're going to be running away, and there's no chance for follow-up from Crew Snipers, but Call the Meek uses his Fountain on both of them as they are taking the jungle camps, anticipating that Crew Snipers is going to run in there and try to fight. So I said before that I think this is what turned the game, Call the Meek using his Fountain. And I would be right, because this fight is going on right now, and Call the Meek's Fountain is on cooldown. So what is going to happen here is Silly Afro is going to set up a huge Verse of Judgment and Crucible out the Quibble, and Archaic is going on to Mixi. Is that Mixi? Yes, Archaic is going on to Mixi with the Afterburn. Saints has his Twirling Silver up, and he's dealing damage to Mixi. And Cull has no Fountain. He is actually going to let Mixi die here, because his Fountain was on cooldown, and he's just going to be able to give a half-hearted Fountain to Lone Delphi after the fight is already a 2v3. So that one tiny decision to use your Fountain on your teammates that are taking jungle camps while they're low basically costed EchoFox this game. So we're gonna see as the fight resumes, Mixi gets exploded by the Verse of Judgment. They're able to peel for Saints off of the Idris. Call the Meek is going to escape, but it was a clean 2-for-0 fight win for Crew Snipers. And you're going to see they're going to be able to take this first turret, and they're going to be able to take the second turret with the momentum they have. So, I don't know why Call the Meek didn't just polite company those minions that were one-shot, but Crew Snipers are going to take 2 turrets here, and then the Kraken's going to spawn. Okay, I'm just going to put the thumbnail on the screen here for a second, because I want to reiterate how huge that fight was for Crew Snipers, and just how much Cole using his fountain on his 2 junglers while they were taking camps hurt the team and just swung the game. Crew Snipers were in a bad spot. EchoFox had won 2 fights in a row, and it seemed like Crew Snipers' early game comp was petering out. But this one fight where Cole had a late fountain and he couldn't keep Mixie alive, this one fight just turned the tide completely in their favor, and they were able to take 2 turrets, get a ton of gold, and get momentum onto the Kraken in the later stages of the game. So I just wanted to emphasize to you guys how big that was, that Cole used his fountain on people taking minion camps and just wasn't able to keep Mixie alive. If he had had fountain, he probably would have used it before the Verse of Judgment went off, and Mixie would not have died due to health regen. So just wanted to keep reiterating that, and let's get into some later game clips. So this fight around Kraken has a lot going on. Crew Snipers is going to risk taking the Kraken with the entire enemy team of EchoFox there, and they're actually going to get it. So what I want to show you guys here and emphasize to you about this fight is look at Mixie's Drifting Dark. It is going towards the Kraken, and the enemy team just took the Kraken. That is an awful mistake. Now, it's not really so much his fault, because he was going to have to put it one way or the other, and if he had put it back and EchoFox had taken the Kraken, he would be in just as bad of a position. So, basically, Mixie has to part ways with his Drifting Dark field here or die, and it's just a really awful position to be in. But let's keep looking at this fight as it goes and plays out, because we're going to see some amazing glaive play from Archaic. So, Archaic is going to get jumped on by the Idris, and he's actually going to get Shroud Stepped here. I mean, not Shroud Step, Shimmer Step. No, Shimmer Strike, okay. He's going to get Shimmer Striked by Lone Delphi. Now, what he is going to do here is going to be absolutely genius. I don't know if he was trying to do this or not, but his Afterburn is off cooldown, and he has an Idris on him, and the Idris has to go with Archaic wherever he goes. Now, what do you think would be the perfect play here to get Lone Delphi out of position? Afterburn toward his teammates. This is going to stick Lone Delphi in a not so nice position, as you're going to see here. Lone Delphi gets punted away, he gets a lot of damage done to him, and he's basically out of the fight because of the Afterburn from Archaic. Now, Silly Afro goes in with the Verse of Judgment, they get the kill on Idris eventually, and they do take out Call the Meek as well, but Mixie survives. So that glaive play from Archaic really kept Lone Delphi from doing the damage that he wanted to, and ended up with him dead. So, of course, they were able to take out the slow-moving target that is Finn, but now they're on the Kraken push, and let's see what they can do from there. So with this frame up, what do you think is going to happen? Mixie did not respect the low-health enemies that are on Crew Snipers, but they were able to juggle the turret aggro perfectly as if they were a pro team. Well, I mean, they are beating EchoFox right now, so they might as well be a pro team at this point, and they are going to be able to push all these turrets down and win the game. So, I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. I sure did. Crew Snipers really surprised me. They were one of my teams. They were really one of the teams that I thought was going to go out in the first round. No offense to them, but they played amazingly. I had fun watching the game. It was a big upset. I think we can all learn a lot from it. I hope you guys enjoyed my analysis. Did you learn anything from it? Did you not learn anything at all? So yeah, this is really the end of the video. I'm just going to be talking a little bit more about the things that happened. EchoFox had the chance to win this game, but they threw it away when they lost that fight while Cole's fountain was on cooldown. That gave Crew Snipers the momentum. Crew Snipers got a little bit lucky taking that Kraken, but let's be honest, I think they were in a position to win the fight even if EchoFox had taken the Kraken. Actually, I take that back. Saints had no energy, and if he hadn't taken the Kraken, he would have been absolutely a potato in a fight. So that's really going to be it for the video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed, learned something useful about competitive Vainglory, and I'll see you all next time.